Okay, so this is February team call, and we are going to jump right into our training. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Try not to mess it up. Okay, so first thing I wanted to do was just recognize everybody for January, and I hope this is updated because I haven't got all the Success Club updates yet, but Kenzie is an Emerald Coach Level 2, which is awesome. She was an Emerald Coach last month, and this month she added 2 more coaches on each of her legs, so that's great. Success Club 11 for Kenzie, Success Club 3 for Samantha, Success Club 3 for Jesse. So awesome job, guys. And then we have some new coaches on our team. So Taylor joined yesterday. She's on our call today. She just finished 21 Day Fix, and I think most of you guys saw her transformation. It was an awesome transformation. Hold on, someone's not muted. I think I got it. Okay, so she did 21 Day Fix, had an awesome transformation. She's going to be such a valuable team member. She's really great at social media and is involved with marketing, so I think we'll have a lot to learn from her. And then Asia joined our team in January, and so you guys will see her. She was in this month's challenge group, and she is going to be starting recruiting people into challenge groups and everything. So welcome, Asia. And then Kenzie has a new coach, Sydney, who's on the call with us today. So welcome, Sydney, as well. Okay. So I hope you guys don't kill me for choosing this topic. The topic of the call today is rock the basics. And I know that I have kind of nailed in your head that you got to do the vital behaviors and it's the #1 most important thing. And you guys are probably sick of me saying that. But the reason I chose this as our topic is because #1, we have a few new coaches, and I think it's really important for them to get this training. And I kind of want to dive more into what specifically they mean rather than just listing off a bunch of terms. And one of the groups that I'm a part of, I qualified for an elite group, and I'm super excited to share with you guys all of the information that I'm getting from that group. Some of the people that are running it are Melanie Mitro, who's the top coach in all of Beachbody, and Bonnie Engel, who's the 2nd top coach, and Miguel Carrasco, he's the top coach in Canada, and Christina Delgado is one of the top coaches in our Diesel Nation family that is a little bit higher up than us, but it's like our big team that we're a part of. Andrea Crowder, Alyssa Shoemaker, so all of those amazing coaches. And the theme for this month is stay in phase 1. And they were like, we know, it's like back to the basics, but it's so important. And like, if you had to choose one thing to focus on in your business, this is it. So that's why we are choosing this for our team call today. And I've talked to you guys a little bit before about how for about the 6 to 7 months, the first few months of my coaching journey, I didn't do that great as a coach because right off the bat, I really wanted to like grow my Instagram and focus on my blog and like do all these amazing projects and stuff. And I did not focus on the vital behaviors. And so it wasn't until August Team Cup actually, when I really started focusing on the vitals, that my business grew and like now I have reliable income. So I don't want you guys to have to take 6 to 7 months before you guys are earning money and being successful. So that's why I really wanted to focus on this. Okay, so like I said, never leave phase 1, which means that before you move on to any sort of projects, you have to be doing the 4 vital behaviors. And for our newer coaches on the call, to remind you, it's invite and be proof that the products work, personal development, and recognition. So I think the most important vital behavior is personal development, and it's also the one that I think most people are, like if they had to choose one thing not to do, it's usually the one thing that they won't do because it's only 10 minutes a day, so it's really easy to just be like, it doesn't really matter, you know? But seriously, this is the most important thing, and the reason why is because as a leader and as you're helping other people, you have to work on yourself and consistently grow because that's what you're expecting of everyone else. So, I mean, a lot of us right now are doing our programs and drinking our Shakeology, but after you've been in the business for about a year, you're probably not going to lose like a ton more weight and have amazing transformations anymore. So you have to keep growing yourself through personal development. And there are a lot of really great personal development books I can recommend for you if you aren't reading one right now. And there's a lot of ways you can get them for free. So like doing TED Talks, going to the library. You can get books on tape. If you're short on time, you can listen to them in your car. You can check them out from the library. And then sometimes I give coaches a free personal development book if you hit Success Club. So that's just something to keep in mind. I think personal development is like one of the things I love most about Beachbody, because I've changed so much from doing it. And I used to think that it was like so hokey and like so stupid, but then when I actually started doing it, you can pick any area of your life that you're struggling with, whether it's confidence or time management or just anything, and you can do personal development and grow in that area. So I think this is the most important vital behavior, and make sure that you're doing 10 minutes of this every single day. Okay, number 2 is be proof that the products work. And then you also hear this, be a product of the product. So this is just saying to make sure that every day you're doing what you're expecting of challengers, right? Like you're expecting them to commit to a program 110% and do it from start to finish. And you're expecting them to drink their shakes and check into the group. So we have to be doing that too, because our challengers are looking to us as their leaders. And it's really funny, but they will do exactly what you do. So you have to be really careful, because if you just like completely fall off the wagon, stop doing your workouts, or if you say like, well, today I ate a bunch of brownies because I just didn't really feel like following my meal plan, you'll notice that your challengers will start doing that. And this has happened to me before, and I'm telling you from my experience, the easiest way that you can kind of bomb a challenge group is falling off the bandwagon yourself, because all of the people that are looking up to you for guidance, they're just going to do what you do. So just remember that the reason why you started this journey is because you wanted to get healthier. So never lose sight of that, and just make sure to always do your workout and do your Shakeology before you're telling other people to do that. It's kind of the same thing as like that saying in the airplane, you have to put on your oxygen first before you put it onto the person next to you. So it's kind of the same thing. Okay, number 3 is invite, invite, invite. And I think this is one that's really, really tough. Like even as being almost a year into the business, it's still one for me that I don't really like to do. It's uncomfortable, and it's just something that I always put off. So when I say invite, I mean you can invite to a free group, you can invite to a paid challenge group, or you can invite to a coach sneak peek. And Taylor, this is what I was telling you when people right now that are in Team Cup are inviting about 5 people a day. But you can start really wherever you need to do it consistently. Like you could start at 2, or maybe you could even start at 1, because the most important thing is that you're doing it every day and building consistency, because that's where you're going to see your business grow, not if you kind of do one day, not the next day. So if you find yourself not being able to do 5 a day, you can decrease it to whatever number you need. So these are just some examples. This is an invite that I posted, I think, yesterday. This is an invite that Bonnie posted to the coach opportunity. So usually you just do a picture. You can do text on it if you want. And then you kind of tell a story about whatever you're inviting to. And then with a lot of you guys, I've talked about the concept of jab, 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 right hook. Do you guys feel like that kind of makes sense? That whole concept a little bit. So I'm just going to explain it a little bit for our new coaches. And then also before you invite, we're making sure that we form people. Do you guys kind of understand what form means? Okay, we'll go through that too. So there's all these acronyms and you're like, what the heck do they mean? So jab, 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 right hook comes from Gary Vaynerchuk's book. And basically it's showing people the value of a product or activity consistently for a few days before you're inviting them to it, because they're just going to think you're crazy and salesy if all the time you're like, join my group on your social media. So you have to show them why they should join your group. So here's an example kind of timeline of if you want someone to join a challenge group and you're going to do a post like the one that was on the last slide. So day 1, you might post a recipe with your 21-day fix containers and talk about why these containers work for you and why maybe a diet that you've tried in the past didn't work. Day number 2, you might share a transformation, like a Transformation Tuesday from someone in the group. Just make sure that you ask them if it's okay before you post it. Number 3, you could do like a sweaty selfie and explain how the workouts that you're doing at home are so much better for you than the gym. Number 4, you could do a Shakeology recipe, but instead of just posting the cup or the bag of Shakeology, you have to tell a story and evoke an emotion, because any coach can post like a bag of a Shakeology or like a picture of them working out. It's the story that you tell with it. So you would say like, here's my Shakeology, and here's how Shakeology is impacting my life, or like it's helped my GI track, or it's helped me with energy, or whatever it is for you. And then day number 5, you could say like, before these challenge groups, I was in this place and now I'm here. So these 5 days, you're adding value to why someone should join a challenge group without explicitly saying that. And then on the 6th day would be when you would post that invite that's like, hey, I'm running a challenge group and I have 3 spots open and I really want you guys to join, or whatever you want to say. And then usually I take 1 more day off and then post like a last call to join. So this is kind of the setup that you want to do whenever you're going to invite someone to something. And for all of you guys, there's typically going to be 3 things every month you want to invite to. You want to invite to a challenge group and a free group and a coach sneak peek for anybody who might be interested. So you should have a lot of these kind of like pre-planned in your social media calendar. Here's another example of if you were going to post about a coaching sneak peek. And I know some of you guys have seen this graphic before. It's by Andrea Crowder. So she just gave a bunch of all these examples of what you could talk about on how coaching has impacted your life and changed you. And so you would do this for, she says to post 6 and then do an invite, but you could really do anywhere from 3 to 6 and then do an invite and say, hey, we're doing a coach sneak peek. Love you to join. And it seriously gets so much more traction than if you just were to post something asking people to join, and people can really see the value and they're more likely to say yes. Another note on inviting, posting invites on your Facebook page do help, but you also have to be privately messaging. So Taylor and Sydney, when I say messaging like 2 to 5 people a day, I mean privately messaging, hey, I think it would be really cool if you wanted to check out my group or something like that. So what does forming mean? So forming technically is a Beachbody term that stands for family, occupation, recreation, and then message. I don't really like that word, but anyways, it's just supposed to stand for that you have to have a relationship with a person before you can expect them to join your challenge group. So you're basically forming relationships, having non-Beachbody conversations, and just building up to doing an invite, because you don't want to just come at someone and be like, hey, I haven't talked to you for 5 years, but do you want to join my challenge group? Because that just feels really yucky. And I've had people from It Works and stuff like that just out of the blue be like, hey, I need to make commission or like meet this goal. Will you sign up? And it just doesn't feel really authentic. So you want to have relationships with people, and you want to be having non-Beachbody conversations with more people per day than you're inviting, because you want to have enough people that you can invite without like feeling like you have to invite people. We don't want to do cold invites. There's something called a funnel system for new contacts that you're adding to your network, and it's a really great document that somebody else posted. I'm going to post it into our little group. But it basically is a script for how to add a new person and form that relationship and then eventually invite them. It walks you through the whole process, and it'll really kind of spell out this process for you guys. And then these pictures down below here are of 2 different types of power hours. So if you go on Google and you type power hour for Beachbody, there's a bunch of different power hour checklists. Does everybody understand what a power hour means from your training? Kind of? Okay. So basically this is just where you're reaching out to new people, having non-Beachbody conversations. It's where you're inviting people. It's where you're adding new people to your contact list, like friends of friends or friends that you fell out of contact with and aren't Facebook friends yet. The reason you want to do this is you don't want to run out of people to invite. So there's a bunch of different power hour checklists, and you can do your power hour in like 15-minute chunks or a whole hour, but definitely start following these every single day. Okay, and then number 4 is to recognize. So you got to give shout outs to people that are doing great, and it doesn't have to be like me giving you guys shout outs. If you guys see that a team member is doing great, or you have a sponsored coach that's doing awesome, give them a shout out on the Delta Fire page, because it just feels good to be recognized for the stuff that you're doing. There's going to be days that are hard, and there are going to be days that you feel like you want to quit and you feel like you can't do anything right, and there's going to be amazing days too. So just recognizing people along that process when they're doing a good job helps everybody out. and collaborating with people is always a great idea. Just a note for people that are starting to get their own sponsored coaches like Kenzie, so you'll be responsible for recognizing when Sydney rank advances and stuff like that. Okay, so how do you know that you are doing the 4 vital behaviors and you are on the right track? So basically, if you're hitting Success Club 5 and advancing your business by sense of adding discount coaches, adding coaches, getting team volume, getting commissions, you know that you're advancing your business and you're doing something right. If you're struggling in any of those areas, we have to be able to find out where the problem is. And so that's why I said on here, you have to track your business somehow. If you think about it, you are the CEO of your business, you own your business, and if you were a CEO of like Apple or Microsoft or something, you would have to be tracking your sales and who you're talking to and all of this stuff. So you can't just like go at it blindly, which I am totally guilty of doing in the past. But then if you mess up or like if you do something good, you don't know what caused you to do bad or good. So you have to be tracking it so that we can help move your business forward. So there's a bunch of different things you can do to track your business. I've told some of you guys about TeamZ. This is not a screenshot of my TeamZ, but it looks really similar. So basically you upload your entire Facebook friends list and it gives you a systematic list of who you should be having those non-Beachbody conversations with every single day. And you can add new contacts in and it'll tally how many new people you added to your network. You can log anyone that you invited for the day. You can log any customers you checked in with. So it's a really good way to track what you're doing. You can also use like a Google Excel spreadsheet or a Google document or Google Streak, which is a Gmail thing, or you can just even do it on pen and paper. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. So I really like these. It's called a columnar pad, I think. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see myself on the screen. But it's basically a grid, and so I write down like who I've invited. I use TeamZ to kind of tell me who I should be having the non-Beachbody conversations with, but I personally like having a pen and paper so that I can really easily go back and see everyone that I've invited and see if they've responded to my message, and it works really well for me. So just do whatever works for you, but you have to track it somehow. I will say though that a tool that you definitely need to be using is the business activity tracker. And the reason I say that you should use this is because a lot of the groups that you guys will be eligible to join once you rank advance a little bit, like more of the elite groups, they will require you to use the business activity tracker so that they can see how you're doing in your business. So how you get to this, you can come back and reference this slide, but I put up here, like you go to the news and training, it's under training. This is what it looks like. So you basically say what week it is, you put what rank you are, and then you put your goals on there. And then it just tracks, like, are you doing your personal development every day? Are you listening to the national wake-up call? Are you posting on social media at least 3 times a day? Are you adding new contacts? And then at the bottom here, you can say how many new contacts you added, how many new customers, etc., who you need to follow up with. And so that way, if you have a really good week and like say you got like, say this week you got $200 in commissions, you can go back to that week and look and say like, what was I doing that made me do such a good job this week? Or if you have a really bad week and didn't get any commissions, you can look and say like, okay, I didn't invite anybody this week, so that's where the problem is. So these are really, really great to use, and I would very much recommend them. How do you plan for success? So you have to have your why and your vision visible, because like I said, there's going to definitely be hard days. There's going to be days where you feel like you're struggling, and that's totally normal. The road to success isn't a straight line up. But you have to have your why and your vision visible so you can remember why you're doing this and what your end goal is. So I know all of you have a why, have a reason for doing this because you've told me, but if you write it down and make it somewhere where you work, like as your desktop or like just on a post-it note, wherever you're working, it just makes it so much more real and gives you so much more motivation whenever you go to work. Another thing is to just think like a CEO. Just remember that this is a business that you own and you have to be planning ahead. and you have to be tracking your business and seeing what's working and what's not working. And I know a lot of us are super, super busy, especially on the days that I'm working long shifts. I really struggle with getting in my power hour and staying consistent. But I really have to kind of do like a self-check and reevaluation, because a lot of the time I'm scrolling my phone on the Facebook feed or like getting distracted. So just if you feel like you're too busy, you can decrease your numbers, reevaluate where you can kind of cut down on some stuff, and then you just have to be consistent every single day. One thing that a top coach once said that I really, really loved was, if you act like a 15-star diamond, then you'll become one. If you start acting like you are a leader and you got this and you're confident and you can do this and you know that you're going to hit Success Club and you know that you're going to help a lot of people, it'll just come naturally that that's what's going to happen. Okay, so now I want to do kind of an action plan with you. Do you guys all have calendars or planners or something? Perfect. So we're going to come up with our February posting plan and kind of put all of this into action, because one thing that is really important is that whenever you're getting a training, which I know there's a lot of trainings right now and it's super overwhelming, nothing is going to change unless you put it into action. So I really want to have you guys write down your goals, make sure you have goals for this month and just the whole year. Team Cup this month is the perfect time to kind of show me what you got. I'm really excited for a team. I feel like we're going to rock it, and I'm just super excited to see what you guys can do. So Team Cup. So I think I talked to you guys a little bit about this, but every time you get a Success Club point, you get 1 point. Does that make sense? And then if you rank advance, you get 3 points for yourself and then 3 points to your sponsor. So let's say, I know Kenzie, you're pushing for Ruby or Diamond, right? So let's say one of your coaches advances to Emerald to help you get there. That's 3 points. Say you advance to Ruby, that's another 3 points, and I would get 3 points. So that'd be a total of 9 points. So rank advancement is huge. And if Jesse and Sam advance to Emeralds, that would be 6 points for our team. So that's a really good way to get points. And then there's different prizes we can earn and stuff too. So do you guys want to unmute yourselves? Or I can help maybe. Cool. Okay, so everybody think about, does everyone know what their January goals were with like rank and Success Club and everything? Okay, so for your February goals, I want you to think bigger than that, because this is a time to show like you are capable of so much more than you think you are, you know? So for February, I really, really want you guys to push, because that's the only way that you're going to see how much you're capable of and like how cool of an opportunity this is, with just helping people and financially and just for yourself. It's an amazing opportunity. So let me close this. Okay, so does everyone have their calendar?
Yes.
Okay, so for the ladies that are running a challenge group on the 13th, I would write down challenge group starts on that date. And then same for the girls that are running it on the 20th. So Taylor, that's you, and Asia, when she watches this, that's you too. Okay, and then I want everybody to commit to either helping run a free group or participating in promoting it. And I feel like we're probably going to have to do 2, since we have a bunch of different challenge groups going on. So probably the opposite weekend of whenever you're doing the challenge group. So for the ladies doing the one on the 13th, maybe a free group on the 20th. And then for the ladies doing a challenge group on the 20th, maybe a free group on the 13th.
Okay.
And then on the 27th, I don't know if this is actually a thing yet. Go ahead and put down Coach Sneak Peek. And if there's not a Coach Sneak Peek, then I will commit to running one for you guys.
You said the 27th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do the ladies that are doing the challenge group on the 13th first. So you guys know that the shipping takes about 7 business days, right?
Yes.
So that means on February 2nd, it's the 2nd today, but on your calendar, like if we were doing this in March, February 2nd, you would want to write last day to order for challenge packs. So for you guys, that would mean that the last week of January, you should have been doing jobs for your challenge group and then posting, which you both did. You both posted, join my challenge group. Does that make sense? And then for the ladies doing the challenge group on the 20th, the last day to order for that is going to be the 9th. And so that means that probably starting tomorrow, you would want to start doing your jobs for a few days, and then maybe like Tuesday, you would do your join my challenge group. And I hope that means we will see a transformation photo. Kenzie.
Oh, I think.
Okay. And then, so say that the people doing the free group on the 20th, those ones you don't typically have to promote as long because it's free. And so maybe like on the 16th, maybe like on the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, or even the 13th, 14th, and 15th, you would do free group jobs. So say you were doing like a clean eating free group. So for those 3 days before you're going to post your invite, you would want to be talking about why clean eating is great. Does that make sense? So 13th, 14th, and 15th, you would talk about why clean eating is great. On the 16th, you would say, hey, I have a free group coming up and it's about clean eating and I would really love you guys to join it. And then maybe on Saturday the 18th, you would say, okay, last call to join the free group. And then the free group actually starts on the 20th. And then it's the same sort of thing for the coach sneak peek. So maybe on like the 19th or 20th, you start talking about that, back to that post with the 22 days of coaching, you would start talking about how coaching has been a blessing in your life and what you've learned from it. You can talk about income if you want, but you have to do the income disclaimer if you do. And then maybe on like the 23rd, you would say, I have a coach sneak peek coming up. If anyone wants to check it out, definitely do so. And then on the 25th, you could do a last call. And then the 27th would be the actual sneak peek. So that is kind of how I plan ahead for my month. So I feel like time kind of got away from me this month because ideally you want to run your free groups at the beginning of the month so that when they finish, you can kind of get those people to join your groups, your next challenge group. That would be kind of the ideal because they kind of get a sneak peek of what it's like to have accountability and to maybe eat clean or exercise. But that being said, like for the ladies doing the challenge group on the 13th, if you do a free group on the 20th, then maybe people are going to want to join your March group, and then that could still be some people to sign up in February, if that makes sense. So it's just kind of a way to like, we should be planning a couple months in advance so that we know like, okay, our challenge group in March is going to be this date, so it's best to do a free group here, and just be a little bit strategic about how that all plays out. And it'll get a little bit easier once you guys have been doing it for longer. Okay, what questions do you guys have?
So I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so if we have someone, so Jesse and I are doing the group on the 13th, and say someone doesn't, I know they can start a day or two late, and that's fine. And typically they won't get derailed in starting the challenge. But if their stuff doesn't come till the middle of the week, can we put them in the 20th and then just shadow them there and like check in with them?
Yeah, I feel like that would be fine. The only thing that, I mean, I guess it'd be fine to put them in mine. I don't know, Kenzie, how you feel about it. The only thing that is a little bit hard is people are looking for your guidance, like they want you to be the coach. But if you put them on a group on the 20th, then like it would either be Kenzie's group or the one that Taylor, Asia, and I are running, which is totally fine. Like I'm fine with that, but sometimes people get disappointed because they're like, hey, like I thought I was signing up for you to like be leading me.
Okay.
And it's totally okay to run more than one challenge group a month, but I just feel like the general consensus right now is that everyone's a little bit overwhelmed with all the trainings that are going on, and like especially in Delta Fire and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're welcome to do 2 challenge groups and you can like recycle your posts and stuff, but you have to think about like, okay, how many people are going to be in each challenge group? And like, that's a lot to juggle.
Right.
I know that we've all kind of collectively talked about the fact that usually on Facebook, we do value added posts every single day, which you guys have all seen besides Taylor and Sydney. And we didn't really do that in the Health Bet group. So it's a little bit more posting for people that haven't led a group that are going to be doing Facebook. And you don't have to do it. Like you can do it however you want, but typically I just post a little bit more value adding stuff in the groups.
Right.
What other questions do you guys have? Does anyone have any good free group ideas? Anyone?
I think I need more free group ideas.
Yeah?
I kind of struggled with that last time. We were super busy and it just kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I will say, I know that there's been like a ton of trainings, but like coming from me and from Kim and everything. It's totally up to you, but if you feel like you're overwhelmed, it's okay to turn off the notifications for like the Delta Fire group. If there's something I feel like I really want you guys to see, I can tag you in it. And then you can just check back whenever you have time because it can get a little bit overwhelming. And I was talking to Jesse about the other day, like if you feel like you're in too many groups, you can just pick like one group to focus on, whatever group that you feel like is best for your business. Because I know there's a lot going on. Like it's January and everyone's super excited, or now it's February, but everyone's just really excited because it's the beginning of the year. So everyone's wanting to run 1,000,001 groups. Do any of you feel like you could commit to running a free group or helping with it, or do you guys feel like you have too much on your plate right now?
I could help with one.
I want to help with one also.
Yeah, same.
Okay. I feel like it would probably be good to do one on the 13th for like Kenzie, Sydney, Asia, and Taylor. And then one on the 20th for Jesse and Sam. Because it would be kind of a lot to like run that right when your challenge group's kicking off.
Yeah.
So I have a document that has like a list of a ton of different free groups with like really good templates and everything. Clean eating ones are typically the hardest to run. It just takes the most organization, I feel like. How did yours go, Kenzie?
Doing good. I just signed one of the girls up for a challenge pack today.
Yay!
It was good.
Awesome.
I couldn't follow the meal plan, but
Yeah. Did you feel like it was a lot of work?
The what?
Did you feel like it was a lot of work?
For the group? Not really. I just planned out all my posts before. But I liked it. I'm definitely going to run another month.
Awesome. I feel like ab groups do super well. I don't know if anyone wants to do an ab group, and I can totally help with whatever. But like a little 5-day ab exercise has worked super well, or just like 5-day exercise groups in general. People are always super interested in clean eating groups, but I don't know. Kenzie's went really well, but I feel like sometimes they are a lot of work.
Yeah, and if you don't follow the meal plan, they definitely don't.
Yes, that's what I was talking about with like your challengers will totally follow what you do. So if you're like, I've done that before too, where I didn't follow the clean eating plan, but I just like gave it to everyone and they totally knew.
Yeah.
So, hey, for the free groups, do we run those ourselves or do we team up with those? Because this will be like my first one ever.
Oh,
So
no, you don't have to run it.
okay, I was like, I run it myself. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
No. You can help plan it if you want to, but I feel like you probably will have enough on your plate with running your first challenge group. So for you and Asia, I would probably have you could invite to it.
Okay, cool.
Like any of them. And I don't know, certain coaches have like their things, like some coaches don't want to invite other people's coaches to their free groups. I feel like collaborating is better, like it's less work and you get a lot of good ideas from working with other people. Like even if you worked with someone else from Delta Fire, not just our little team. So I don't know, I like working with other people, but if you guys don't want to, you don't have to. It's totally like you can do your own thing. But I would just suggest to have a free group in addition to a challenge group because that will help you continuously have new markets and you can get referrals and just pull people in that way. So let's definitely try to plan something. And then for the upcoming challenge group, so a lot of you guys are running it by yourselves. And I typically put people in to the groups about a week before they start. So for the people running the group on the 13th, I would typically start doing prep posts on like Wednesday the 8th or Thursday the 9th. And I would probably add them to the group on like the 6th or 7th of February. So question for Sam and Jesse, do you guys feel really comfortable doing like the cover photo for it and just creating the group, adding people and planning out your posts ahead of time so you know like who's posting on what day?
Yeah, we're going to get together tomorrow and plan all that out.
Yeah, she already did the cover photo even.
Great.
She's on top of it.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. And then Jesse and I ran one together too, so I know that you know how we like emailed back and forth to plan the post and everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a document together that has a bunch of sample topics that you guys can pull. You're welcome to run them however you want. And I told Samantha I'd be happy to, if you want to put me in the group to help with engagement, that's fine, but I'm going to let you guys just run it on your own. And then Kenzie and Sydney, are you guys going to run it on your own or do you want me to help you?
It's up to Sydney.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, so like it doesn't really matter to me. I feel like Kenzie kind of explains really well, so like I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you can probably run it. If you want to be in it though, just like tell me what if something should change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that. And then if you guys could, do you know how to do like Google Docs?
Yeah.
So if you guys could make a Google document that talks, like I'll give you a list of sample topics, and then you guys can kind of decide like who is going to post on what day. And then I can just kind of look over it and make sure that you guys have all the right information that you need. And one of you guys can do the cover photo for the group and like create the group. Are you guys going to have enough people to put in it?
I think so. I think I'll have 7 or 8 or 9, hopefully more than that, but that's what I have so far.
Okay.
And then whatever Sydney gets, which I know she'll get a lot.
Yes, you will.
I hope so.
You will. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Well, if that doesn't end up working out or you need more people, just let me know as soon as you can. Because otherwise I'm going to put everyone in the group with Taylor and Isha. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions?
I don't.
Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure there's not anything I forgot to say.
How long does Team Cup go for again?
Oh, it's a month. So it's just the month of February.
Okay.
And I really want us to be the best team in Delta Fire, just saying. Which
We
I
will.
Okay. Can I take a picture of everyone? You can hide your face if you want. Why is mine highlighted?
Because you're the host.
Oh, wait, now yours is. Oh, because I'm talking. Okay. Okay, hold on. How do I make it big? Okay. Everybody smile. It's going to take me a second. Okay, I got it.
Oh no.
Yay! Okay, thanks so much for listening, you guys.
Thanks, Bree.
If you guys have any questions, just email me, text me, whatever, as usual. Sound good. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.